Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Georgina, or Gigi, and I'm an animator in Chicago. Today I'm just going to be doing some painting in my sketchbook, so if you have any creative projects you want to get done, you can just pop me on in the background. Also, I am back with the voiceovers. I kind of stopped doing them because I gotta be honest, I hate doing voiceovers so much. But I'm trying a new approach where I just kind of talk to you guys and don't actually script anything. I just kind of talk and hope for the best. So I'm going to see if this works out better, but if you hate this, please let me know, because I'm still having a terrible time doing a voiceover. So if you hate it, I won't be offended, but we're going to see if this works any better. But today, since we're nearing 2025, which is wild, I just wanted to talk about my goals for next year. I'm sure we all get a little reflective this time of year, and after reflecting, I have decided that 2024 was a dumpster fire. But I did have some really nice things happen. Probably the best thing that happened to me was that we bought a house. If you saw on social media, it's been a really crazy adventure, but we're slowly making improvements to it and renovating it. We love it so much. And I'm learning all the joys of plumbing and stopping lights from shooting things at us, which was a surprise. I can't even describe the insanity that is the wiring in this house, but it's a lot. I'll go with that. But besides just the house, my life was personally and externally very stressful. And from what I've seen on social media, I am not the only one that feels that way. So before getting into my goals for this year, I want you to know that I actually don't set goals. I have something called nice to haves. The ones I had for last year were things like buy a house, finish a short film, finish a draft of my novel, stuff along those lines. And I did accomplish them. And they were nice to have and added to my life, but I didn't feel like I needed to achieve any of them to have a complete life. They were just supposed to add to my life, if that makes any sense. And next year, my nice to haves look pretty similar, and a lot of them are connected to the ones I had last year. So my first one is to renovate the upstairs bathroom. Right now, it is not great. It's definitely very, I would say, like early 90s bathroom. Everything's a little old, a little drippy, it could use a fresh coat of paint, let's just say. I'm very lucky and privileged to have this house, but there are some things that I definitely want to improve and really take it back to the original designs of some of the house. Our house was built 100 years ago. It's a 1910s craftsman, and I just love that style. Of course, I want everything to be functional, but I really love to honor the original style of the house and make it as beautiful as possible. I really love this house and I want to honor it that way. Another nice to have that I have is nice to have that I have, but you get what I mean. The next one is that I want to finish my novel. So I did finish a draft last year, which was fantastic, but I want to do like 2 more rounds of edits before I feel totally done with it. Eventually, I would love to get an agent or a book deal with this book. I know that that's a lot easier said than done, and I know that it's practically impossible, but I would love to have it. It'd be nice to have. So eventually that will probably be one of my nice to haves. Maybe not next year, but maybe the year after. We'll see. And my third one, and probably my biggest, is that I want to live more indulgently. And when I say that, I don't mean I want to spend a ton of money or eat a ton, but I will probably do a ton of that too. What I mean is that I want to romanticize my life more. This year, I felt like I was constantly in a rush. I was always trying to eat as quickly as possible to avoid missing a work message, or trying to run around my garden as quickly to try and plant things, or trim things, prune things, and water things as quickly as possible so I didn't have to miss work or anything like that. I just constantly felt like I was rushing through every moment of my life. And I want to make sure I slow down this year. I want to romanticize having my tea in the morning, really making it an experience and picking the right brand and the right tea to go with this honey that I bought, and just like really thinking about every moment as a beautiful moment. And part of this indulgence is that I also want to embrace making slow art instead of constantly rushing just to get something done so I could post it on social media or post it to Patreon. Also, shout out to my patrons. I love you guys and gals and everyone in between. But this year, I really felt like every art piece I was making, I just was trying to get to the end, and I want to make sure I'm enjoying the process of making art just as much as I am enjoying the finished piece. I also want to embrace my hobbies more. So this is things like embroidery, which doesn't really have to do with the art I post on social media, but I just enjoy making it. And I also want to write more. I really enjoy writing. Before I became an animator, in college I was an animation major, but I really focused on storytelling and writing. Writing was always my first love when it came to how I told stories. I used to stay up until like 3 a.m. just writing stories that honestly made absolutely no sense, but I was in middle school, so nothing made sense. And I love drawing and making art, but I think because it's my full-time job, I know I have to come back to it later, so I feel okay with stopping it sometimes. But with writing, I just never want to stop. It just fills me with this passion that I don't get from other mediums. I just always want to keep writing. And luckily, these two things, visual art and writing, go hand in hand. I would love to make some illustrations to go along with my novel that I'm writing. And when I'm done with this book, I would really love to do a graphic novel or a comic. I already have the story actually written, I just need to draw it. And I think that'd be a really fun project for me. I used to really love making comics. I had a comic book making class in college, which was so much fun, and I think it really just converged my two loves together, and that was fantastic for me. So I would really love to do that in the future. Also, I'm sorry, there's so much sound in the background, I can't help that. I am at my mom's for Thanksgiving, which I'm so excited to be here, but it's loud and I can't help it right now. I don't have the absolute best setup, but here we are. And those are probably my biggest goals for this year. I'd have a couple others, but I would feel embarrassed sharing them on social media, so I won't. But I would love to hear about your goals or nice to haves for next year and how you're going to approach them, or if you have a plan yet. And if you had any goals for last year or nice to haves, did you accomplish them? I would love to hear about if you did or didn't. And it's okay if you didn't. I definitely didn't get to everything on my list this year. But that's okay because they're just nice to haves. So I'd love to hear more about your goals for this last year or this coming year. So please tell me about it in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed making some art with me. And I hope you have a great day. All right, see you soon.